Welcome to Shorty SuperCoach and welcome to my press conference. Got Langers here looking awfully serious today. We were just hanging out and I said, mate, I need to do my press conference, so I thought, do you want to join in?
Yeah, it was a last minute call up, and as always, Daniel, I'm glad to be here.
Thanks, mate. I haven't had you on for a while. My old man.
Sick invite.
Did you watch the video with
I started
Jeff?
Watching the cricket video.
Cricket isn't your strongest
I hate
suit.
cricket.
Yeah.
It's literally the worst sport, and I'm probably losing you subscribers
There's
here.
a few
But
cricket
I hate
fans.
cricket, so every time I come over, Shorty puts cricket on, and I hate it. But I did enjoy the vibe between you and Jeff. I did leave a comment on that video that
I
a few
saw
people
I
have liked.
replied.
So
A few people have liked.
yeah, thanks everyone. But yeah, I ran out of trades a couple of weeks ago, so SuperCoach doesn't exist for me anymore. I've still followed a few games and watched a few scores, but yeah, it's been a bit of a torrid year for me from the get-go. Sam Menegola.
You'll be back, mate. Pre-season, we'll discuss it all again, but there's a couple of calls that haven't panned out. Anyway,
that's good.
2,500, which I was really pleased with.
It's pretty good.
There was a couple of things, like good captain choice, 137 from Danger. I think that was pretty solid.
Pretty solid, yeah.
A few people probably would have looked at Grundy and that sort of thing. Probably the only disappointment. It was good to go up in the ranks. That's a fair
Doing
bit.
really well in the. Is this going to be your best year?
Yeah, pretty much. Once upon a time, I think I finished around this mark, but it's so much harder to finish it around here now. Like that was like when I was in year 10 and people didn't know what a break even was. So,
Yeah, no, you're doing
legitimately.
good.
There was a time where I used to get an advantage because I knew where to find the break even.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Now people are like, oh my God, he's negative 17. But so backline was pretty solid. Lloyd, he's kind of slowed up a little bit.
Had
but
380s
I think
in a row.
Did he only score 56?
Yeah.
I haven't looked at everyone's score. Watching the game, I thought he may have scored around the 80 or 90, but that's okay. Sicily was back in business. Stewart had a score.
Really good game.
Yeah. Honestly, I was thinking, so we've got two trades. I'll probably have to use one for Sloan, but before that, I was thinking, man, if there was one luxury upgrade, it was probably going to be like a Stewart to Whitfield because he was the one that was.
He's been chugging all year, hasn't he?
Yeah. He's gets so many effective kicks. So
he hasn't got a super high ceiling, but he's been pretty consistent.
Yeah, you can lock him for 85 to 110 most weeks. McRae's been a delight. Fife was outstanding. A few would have had him as captain. Oliver, just solid.
They played pretty poorly, Melbourne.
Will be one of my first pick next year, I reckon.
Yes.
I think he's got scope. Cripps does what he does. Neil has just slowed up a little bit, getting a bit more attention. Merritt was a shining light in a disgraceful display. Crouch finally did what I feel he can do. You know, he hasn't had a ceiling.
That's a big one.
But that was good. Sloan was on track for a massive one like Crouch there, but went off with an eye injury and seems to be in doubt.
Wow.
So I'll discuss a few possible options
Your mate,
early in the week.
Your mate Will Hayes just on the
I know,
bench.
just came back and plugged out a 90. I know.
Did you see that goal he kicked?
Yeah.
Ran down the wing? That's insane. Like, I know Essendon were terrible, but that goal was sick. The way he ran with it the whole time was amazing.
They were walking him in at times.
Yeah.
It was shocking. Probably the lowest combination these two boys put together.
Wow.
Probably no coincidence it was because they were playing on each other, but that was probably expected. As I said in the preview, I didn't think a big 150 was going to happen.
Pretty good.
But Dunkley just got back to some of his very best stuff, and he's a pig, isn't he? He
Yeah.
just gets big tackles, big clearance numbers.
He's honestly pushing all Australian
Yeah.
based off the second half of this
based
year.
off
It's
second
crazy.
And Danger was really, really good. Bo copped some real attention from Hewitt, I think, and struggled. His lowest score for the year, I'm pretty sure. Heaney's started to catch a bit of fire of late.
Yeah.
And Kelly was solid, as was Billings.
Yeah, he's been a good pick for you, Billings, since you got him in. Especially that 160 he scored.
Well, obviously had a pretty good season, and it's been a couple of those picks. Like Merritt, I was tossing up between Taranto, Cunnington and Merritt. Good call. Billings and Walt. Well, I couldn't get Walters in the end, but
It's probably a good thing.
because in years gone by, I've made the wrong call on those 50-50s, and they can cost you a lot of points.
So pretty much my year this year. Except I started with them. Like, do I go with Witherden or Jake Lloyd, or do I go with Menegola or Tim Kelly?
Well, that's the thing. It's not as if it's you're some idiot picking the wrong thing. They're marginal calls at the time, and then you look back and you go, how? But anyway, we won't dwell too much on that.
I've been dwelling since round 1, but that's all right.
Rory Sloane, mate.
Yeah, let's look at some options.
We'll just have a look at a few options. Early going, I was looking at...
How much? Well, you've got a bit to spend.
I know, I do. It could be worse, because, Sloane, he's going shithouse in terms of price, because he hasn't been in great form. So to be sub 500, I'm pretty lucky I've got that little cash in the bank. But there isn't a stack of options, so 539. Oh God.
Do you utilise your filters, or just players that I can afford, or?
Well, I was attempting to go highest price and somehow I changed that. So look, we'll go through it very. The technical side of this is my strong point. Warple, I don't think I'd go him, even though he's playing good footy.
He's been playing well, but they've got Gold Coast this week.
They do.
At the G. Ruffy's send-off game.
Yeah, well, everyone's been cashing in on the Gold Coast. G. Ross has been in good form. A shout out to John O'Carroll. He'd been asking for one of my biggest fans. He'd been shouting out, to get asking for Ross. One, and he was a big fan of Ross.
Really? He's had a good year.
Him up, and I think he brought him in, so good stuff there,
mate. Ross is he's like the Mitch Duncan of St Kilda, and St Kilda's like the Mitch Duncan of the competition. Yeah.
He run
just
hot.
Has been just going really consistently all year, but he has a couple of big scores, obviously.
And most years he'll average around 100, but he'll have a month where he's 115.
Just goes bang.
So look, honestly, nothing really takes my fancy.
He's jumping out
until we probably get towards.
Would you consider Mitch Duncan? He's just one of the him and Andrew Gaff are just like one of those ones that will just keep chugging out numbers.
I think you can lock in around
flashy.
Safe, solid option.
Yeah,
like for early hundreds, probably doesn't. Well, they do have the ceiling,
but one of those 50-50s though, isn't it?
Look, you said before we started recording that Kelly's back, and I honestly think Taranto is a genuine option.
Especially with all their
I think
outs.
He struggled with getting a little bit more attention. While he hasn't necessarily been tagged, he just has been forced to take on more. And while he's benefited from more workload, he's almost had too much. Maybe. But the man just below him there, Dustin Martin, could there be... any other time you'd say, whoa, Dusty, what a pickup. He's hitting form.
What's he been scoring?
I think his last three is 104, 104, 138.
Just off the top of your head?
But one of those 104s was the game we went to against the Pies. Now, if that wasn't a 140 game,
that was,
I don't know what it is.
That game completely.
So I think he had 38 kick goals.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, that was... Maybe because it was wet, he was a bit inaccurate. But that was... He kicked 3 goals that game, didn't he? Yeah.
And Richmond play, obviously, the Eagles and Brisbane. So while they're not going to beat up on teams... Dusty probably thrives on the big occasion. Does that suit him more? Who even knows? But he was someone that does tickle my fancy. And then there's nothing really here.
Luke Parker.
Yeah. God, what a nightmare. There's really nothing. Cunnington a month ago, but he's really gone quiet. 2 months ago. And even Sean Higgins, who... talk about coming to the Cats.
Apparently we're just a retirement village. We're taking all these old players. It's not like we've got Constable and all these players in the VFL.
Did you see he had 41?
Yeah, I watched the last quarter of the VFL. He was dominating the last quarter. Yeah,
we've got to keep.
I was there for 7 minutes and they kicked 5 goals in 7 minutes of the last quarter. It was crazy. And they played 4 ruckmen, and then Zach Smith went out and we didn't have a ruckman, and it actually worked for us.
I think because if you look at Mitch Duncan's stats and Andrew Gaff's, I've looked more at Gaff's.
Similar.
But
Andrew Gaff's
punch and girlfriend. What's going on here? I know Gaff's numbers have just been nice. Just nice. Nothing great. Just okay.
Pretty good.
This is big, but aside from that, it's like, it's nice. Yeah, thanks. But otherwise... you're not lighting my fire. So he's a safe option, pretty solid, and I think Duncan's the same. I think he's had the odd 140.
That purple patch of...
Oh yeah, look at that, juicy. But
yeah, it's
other
pretty
than
similar,
that,
isn't
you
it?
know,
Yeah.
they're gonna give you good numbers. Do you go a Dusty? Look, as you can probably tell, I'm leaning towards Martin or Taranto.
I didn't pick
but
up on that.
If we take a look, I mean, Dusty, you're going on the fact of what he can do. I mean, he can do outstanding things.
At the G against the big teams, proving a point.
Yeah. And I feel like Taranto, he's just a contested beast, maybe. But you look at that.
It's those last two have been with like massive injuries to the midfield, and he's taken a lot of load and therefore gets more attention.
We talk about Gaff and Duncan. I mean, his numbers are probably only nice as... I mean, not they're good. He's averaged 102.
Yeah.
He had some big ones around here, but probably the last couple of months, Martin's numbers aren't going to look good, but we know what he can do. You know, I'm going to have a look at that Collingwood game. I have no idea. 38 touches, 22 kicks, 10 clangers. That's probably where it went wrong.
Did he only kick one goal that game?
I swear he kicked
I
at
swear he
least
kicked
two.
like 5.
Only half, so he went at 50% too.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
That'd be
It
wild.
was wet and yucky.
Yeah. Bit better than 50%, 23 effective, but yeah. And then again, he missed last week, didn't he?
He did, so he should be fresh.
Yeah,
Should be fresh.
Was he just rested, do you reckon?
I think so. It just was soreness, I think.
Yeah.
Probably wasn't worth putting him in to play Carlton.
Yeah. So, something to think about.
Yeah, I mean, you've got the money to do some stuff, but yeah.
Tough to say. I mean, I'll have to have a think on it, but yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, what'd you make a draft, Langers?
I'm just happy didn't win.
I'm not going to lie, I'm pretty happy as well.
Yeah, I sent you a snap during the week of the grand final. You got knocked out the week before, do you remember that? And then the week after, you scored more than both teams in the grand final. I thought that was quite funny.
Put simply, if I had found a way to win...
Yeah, I know, you would have won.
I
It was
win
like
the whole thing.
Geelong in 2013. You know, Travis Varco just missed that last goal, and if he got that, we would have just walked over Freo in the grand final. That was you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It hurt, actually. I nearly took a week off work. It was...
Yeah.
Well done to Smith, though. He's best team all year. And as you said, Dan, to go back-to-back, if I had to go and get Dan's engraved...
Well, you still do. Smith's name's Dan.
I think we'll go more nickname.
Yeah, right.
Point of difference.
Yeah, cool.
But that's at his...
Langers.
Yeah. Remember when I knocked you out in the elimination final?
Yeah. All my players played really bad.
Gee, I was nervous, but yeah. Anyway, we'll wrap it up. But thanks for joining me, mate.
Thanks for having me back on.
It's good to have you back.
It's nice to actually be invited to
things. We'll have you back over the summer to talk a bit of cricket.
Nah.
Okay.
Nah, Australian Open chat though. Yes.
Oh yeah, true.
Yep. We'll do that.
Good stuff.
Yep.
Well, thanks for that, mate.
Thanks.
Let's stop this, man.